Dan Passarelli here. Happy Wednesday. Well, you want to know how to make money in the market a guaranteed way? Have better information than anyone else. And I'm always on the lookout for information and what I can do with it. And I want to talk about one bit of information that sometimes people look at and clear up exactly what it is and how some traders use it. I tend to look at the live news here in my Thinkorswim, and every day within the last, looks like a half hour or so of the day and 10 minutes of the day, we see the market on close imbalance. And that pops up and that says there's $132 million to the sell side. That means there's $132 million of notional value that people want to sell. That's more than people want to buy. And that number got a lot bigger when we got to 251.33, and this is in Chicago time. So that's the last 8.5 minutes of the day. Got up to 1.7 billion to the sell side. So you look at that and you think, holy cow, you know what that means? That means that the market is going to go lower. And you know what? It does mean that. But there's always a but when it comes to trading, isn't there? It does mean that, but you're not the first person to hear about this. And I'm not the first person to talk about this. There are people who watch this with an eye, but a very special eye, an electronic eye. And they have their, computers programmed basically to grab that news, and when they see it, to automatically enter orders. And if there's a lot to the sell side, they'll put in sell orders, and that pushes the market down. If there's a lot to the buy side, they'll put in buy orders, and that pushes the market up. Everyone gets this information at the same time, but there's latency. The amount of time it takes the electrons to get to you versus to get to somebody who's closer to the source or has a higher speed connection really matters a lot. Plus, if you're not looking for this and you just waiting to see if it pops up on the general news source here, Dow Jones News or whatever this is from, somebody's going to see it before you. I read an article recently. The article was from about 4 years ago, but it was from the NASDAQ. And apparently the market on close imbalances are priced in within 300 milliseconds. So that said, it's probably not something you could trade if you traded in a manual fashion. However, if you are the sort of person who does a lot of programming, coding, and is used to doing this sort of thing, it could be something to look at, and maybe you'll be able to figure out a way to perfect it and make a little bit of money off it. I hope that helps. This is Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart.